How you feeling today? How you feeling? Aloha Hawaii. It's breakfast with Bob.
And Poncho Man, everybody. Welcome to our championship edition of Breakfast with Bob. We are at beautiful Four Seasons Hualalai. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA, Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, Precision Fuel and Hydration, Crush Your Race Nutrition, Deboer, and of course our Challenge Athletes Foundation, our silver medalist from the Ironman World Championship, Kat Matthews joins us. How you doing, Kat?
Good, thank you. This is super special.
Yeah, studio audience, I love that.
Thank you for having me.
This place isn't too bad, huh?
Yeah, it's quite nice.
You've been following these guys online for a while.
Honestly, I think I saw it on Jan Frodeno's story about 5 or 6 years ago, and I was like, whoa, I need to go there.
You definitely do. You definitely do. So one of those things where you're 35 seconds off the win, but there was a big chunk of that race where you're thinking, maybe I can get to the podium. You're back in fourth place and running, and like 14 minutes back, and you guys are trying to catch up, and next thing you know, when you were when you were on your way to the energy lab, did you see Lucy go down?
Yeah, I actually spent most of the day not really thinking about position at all. If I'm honest, when I was in T1, I'd sort of accepted. I was like, oh well, it's not my day. It's not going to happen, and I just came to peace with it straight away. That the only thing I could do was just stick to my own game and play my own race, and so all day I wasn't really thinking about position or pace or anything like that, as in where I was in terms of position. Sorry.
Right.
But yeah, hitting the run and being so far back, it's you want to be at the front. You want to be part of the race,
right.
And that felt like we weren't. Well, I wasn't, and that was a bit sad, I guess. But I guess part of me was like, well, I can still make my own race here with this run. And I saw somebody said, oh, Lucy's wobbling. And I then saw her about 10 minutes later running towards me, having turned around. She turned around at the end.
Yeah.
She looked great.
She both of them did.
Taylor looked great. And I was like, what's everyone chatting about? They're fine. And then as I turn around and I start heading back up the hill out of the energy lab, someone was like, Lucy's in that car in front. And I'm like, no. So I guess I'm very sorry that they had to end their day like
Absolutely.
that. And I actually feel quite passionate about like the seriousness we should take with her heat illness, and I'm not sure if we take it seriously enough, especially here in this race.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mad at the end there.
So when we see you come out of the swim into T1, I'm like, what is she shoveling snow? What the hell's going on? She got her helmet. She's got like an ice pick, and what's going on there?
Yeah. Obviously, it's not an original idea.
Keep your head cool.
Yeah, it's been done last year as well, and I think it worked out well for some people. So, put some ice in the helmet, and then you've got somewhere to store ice as well, so you can get out of the swim. I tend to feel like I overheat in the swim, so I want as much ice as possible, and then getting out onto the bike, I feel like if I've just spent an hour overheating in the swim, I want to have ice straight away. So there was a sort of double whammy of being able to grab my own ice, because obviously you can't store that any other way. And then also keep the helmet cool.
Right.
But yeah, the ice stuck to the padding inside the helmet, and I was just stuck trying to faff about it for about 30 seconds, I think.
I think it was 35 seconds, actually.
Don't. Irrelevant.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, right? You can't do anything about that. And you've been second in St. George, second at Nice, second here. I mean, 3 silver medals is pretty awesome. I know you won a world title, but just chatting with you earlier in the week, it just seemed like I'm just happy to be here. I'm having a wonderful season after what you were dealing with a couple years ago. The one you came here with a neck brace. The next time you were still dealing with almost like a PTSD type of situation after having that accident. You just seemed like you were at peace with this island, and whatever happened, happened.
Yeah, I still feel a bit surprised, like baffled by it in a way, like how I was able to find this sort of space of calm and acceptance that I've done my best in the last few years.
Yeah.
And anything could happen on or off the race course at any moment.
Right.
And not to take it too seriously. I take it very seriously when I'm in a training session, but the outcome of one race, you can't control that.
What the other people do.
And I don't want to spend my life with this pent up regret and energy that I couldn't execute something that's not in my control. So I guess, yeah, I just found that composure of like, well, I can do my best and it is what it is.
So, and did you see Taylor sitting on the ground when you so now all of a sudden, mixed emotions. Nobody wants your person you're competing with to not have their best day. You want to have your best day when they have their best day.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's very hard when someone has to DNF because there's a feeling of loss there.
Absolutely.
For everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awful to see her, and I'm happy that she's healthy now. Well,
Yep.
she's back moving and apparently healthier now. But yeah, it was okay. Then that was probably when I first, I guess it crossed my mind that the podium was something that was achievable.
Well, at that point you're second when Taylor's on the ground. You're
Yeah.
in second place, and then your amazing husband Mark is like, you're 90 seconds back, but you could run faster.
Well, I think I was actually like 4 minutes back, but the rate of catch would have meant that I would have come second by 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think I was still 2.5 minutes back at 3K or something like that. And then I think I took I didn't know this at the time, but I just went for it on the downhill.
Yeah.
And obviously you've got super wobbly legs. My feet are all in pieces, blisters everywhere. You're soaked socks, and you're running as fast as you can downhill on these super foamy shoes. It was a bit rogue, but I really enjoyed it.
And it comes down to 35 seconds. You get to Elite E-Drive. Could you see?
No.
So in a sec, 35 seconds is still a gap.
Yeah.
But it's a third closest finish in Ironman World Championship history. And we remember Julie Moss from February 6, 1982, 29 seconds, right, when Kathleen passed her, like, as she was laying on the ground. I remember Kathleen told me, I said, did you see Julie when you passed her? She said, I'm not used to looking at my competitors on the ground. I didn't think that she would be down there. And then Dave Scott won by 33 seconds in 1983, and then this was 35 seconds. That's, it could have been 35 seconds off podium. In this case, it's 35 seconds off win, which to me is way better. Right? You're second place. You're having breakfast here. It's way better. You can look at it in a couple ways. Like, I'd rather, I won the win. But 35 seconds off of the win is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Solveig was the better athlete
Yes.
yesterday, so it's nice to be able to be like, yeah, I couldn't do any
Yes.
more.
So Hamburg, it was you same three, right? Laura won, you were second, and Solveig was third. And then this was sort of reversal. And you guys Laura ran 238, you ran 240, Solveig ran 246. It was really cool to see sort of a carbon copy with a little different racing. I loved what Solveig said at the press conference when she says, I'm riding, and I'm like, I think someone else should take a turn. And she like looked back to say, take a turn, you guys, and there was nobody there. I was by myself.
Yeah, she was really able to accelerate over the top of the climbs and
Yes.
down the hill.
Yeah.
And I was sort of, learning that as we were going, however far we were in. And I just missed, maybe I was behind Laura as well, I'm not sure. And I missed the boat. But yeah, no, she was riding so well. It was really great.
Riding so well. And so the race itself, did it feel, and we've had a lot of VOG here, and people wonder if that adds to the heat. Did you feel, it seemed you were running so well, did you feel that oppressive heat that obviously took some other folks out?
I think I should say yes, it was awful.
Yes.
But I all day I felt like I was just so conservative because I think I am a bit scared about heat illness. And I think
for good reason.
Too scared,
Yeah.
to be a professional athlete in a way.
Right.
And I think there was some real caution. And I think I'm so conservative with my heart rate and my pacing that I think maybe that was something that held me back on the bike, as it was making me nervous already.
Right.
And so no, when I got on the run, I actually felt really good. My heart rate was really composed. I was like happy. I was sort of trying to push it at points because I was running downhill and it was dropping. I was like,
Yes.
no, come on. And I think I have a really good ice sort of strategy, eating
Right.
down my top, in my hat, and I just really focus on things like that. Mark was telling me all week, you have to spray water all over your body, make
Yep.
it evaporate. And I guess I think I maybe slowed down just enough to keep doing that from the first aid station. So no, I didn't feel it. But I hear now afterwards that it was a crazy day. Someone's saying that the heat radiation in the energy lab hit 40 degrees. And the humidity in Ali'i Drive for that first 10K was 100%.
Yeah, there was like no air, no circulation. There was a point, we had the helmet thing early, and then all of a sudden the hat goes flying, right? Was that like, okay, I'm just gonna run as fast as I can.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I think it was I've got nothing to lose here.
Exactly.
In a way.
Yeah,
So I've played it all safe all day, patient, and it could pay off. You never know.
Right.
As Mark said again, it's never over. It's never over. And we've seen that so many times, haven't we? With people like Patrick Langer coming through. So it's super inspirational to watch the men do their thing and then try and work out how best to play your own game.
Right.
I thought it would be more of a runner's game this race, but it turns out it was a biker's game to win. So, yeah, back to the drawing board.
When you were riding, because you've been riding so well, and when you're seeing 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, you're like, what are you're thinking? What am I feel like I'm riding well. How are you handling that mentally?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I could see I was riding really badly.
Really, you were not riding well. Just flat.
Pace. Like average speed and power was just so low. Like I said, I'm not sure whether some days I just feel like I can't cycle. I can, I'm aerobically really fit, but I just can't push the power. People say I didn't have the bike legs, but there was also maybe an added element of this. I'm scared of what Kona can do to you.
Right.
And I don't know how much I was conservative with it. And I know Laura can ride so well here. I guess I was trying to maybe learn off her experience a little bit, but I would have liked to do more on the bike for sure. And I know I'm capable to ride with Solveig, and I matched Taylor's time in Texas. So that's like 8-9 minutes I rode too slow, which obviously is massive, but I don't think you can then put together the same run. So it's always a balancing game.
Well, and obviously with Taylor, you raced her in Texas, right? And she had like 5-6 minutes after the bike. She took 5 minutes. I think she took 5-6 minutes out of the swim, and you got a minute back or something like that during the bike, and then you took 15 minutes out and won by 10 minutes. So and Taylor ran 2:54. What she run? Something like that. 2:54, 2:55. I'm sorry, 2:55. She ran 2:3:04. She ran 3:04 in Texas, and you ran 2:49. So you took 15 minutes out. So knowing she was ahead and knowing that you had that race in Texas, that had to give you confidence. I'm going to take some time out of her.
Yes, but
not 14 minutes.
Yeah, and
but you took 14.
Racing in April versus racing at the World Champs. Yes. I'm aware, as well as she is, that there's a difference in form going into those races.
Exactly. Getting a silver medal here. How does it feel knowing? It's 35 seconds, but I got another silver medal. I'm at the tip. I'm at the tip of the iceberg of the best people in this sport. I'm leading the Pro Series. There's a 200K bonus for that. How does it feel to do this? And now the goal is to go to Marbella and win there.
Yeah, it feels really good to get the another second, 2 at the 70.3 and now 3 at the World Champ, the Ironman. So I really thrive off being part of the race, and I think that's what I'm achieving, even though I'm not winning. But yeah, Marbella, just less than 4 weeks now, so we haven't quite got the performance space that the men have. Right. But I still think I can turn that around.
No question about it. And so it's you and Solveig for the number 1 spot. And even though Solveig won, I mean, she didn't gain a lot of points on you in this race, right? It was like 15, 20 points or something.
Yeah, I think I might have 10 minutes or so.
Yes.
I obviously anything can happen, but obviously we've both got another 70.3 score as well already counted. So it would be a bonus any of the other points, I think, unless she wins by 20 minutes, whatever it is. I'm not sure what the maths is.
Yeah.
8 minutes. 8
minutes. There we go. Thank you so much for always being so generous with your time. I always appreciate chatting with you.
It's honestly, I just love what you continue to do in the sport, and I just think it's amazing that we have this opportunity to chat with you. Thank you.
And now it's time for Brecky and Poncho Man.
Good morning, Hawaii. How we feeling today? Aloha, Hawaii. It's breakfast the sweat bar.
And Pancho Man and Kat. Thank you, everybody.